This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday, and you know what that means.
It's not officially Halloween, and apparently it's now Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically it was already...
Calm
Christmas.
down! Christmas happens after Thanksgiving.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
This isn't chronologically accurate.
You're not a child or an old lady. You cannot play Christmas music whenever you want.
No.
I feel like a fair amount of the people in Cache Valley qualify as old ladies.
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
I just want you to shut the fuck up and stop doing Christmas music.
Okay, so there's this, granted, the fact remains that and I know Eddie's all about it, but I fucking hate TikTok. Like, however, they have some of the best videos, like the people that use it, like you would use Vine. Mm-hmm. The only thing I hate about it is the people that make those shitty fucking like music dance videos or whatever.
Yeah.
It's awful. But my friend showed me this one the other day where it was this girl and she was singing the Mariah Carey Christmas song, and it's I don't want a lot for Christmas. There's just one thing I need. And then when it comes to she like pulls her eye down and it's fucking, she doesn't have one.
Oh.
So it's like, an eye. And then the video just ends and I was like, holy shit.
Have you seen the ones of people dancing to voicemails that were left to them of like crazy toxic boyfriends like talking shit and like all
And
this
they're
other
just
stuff.
dancing and
Yeah.
doing the
They're just
Fortnite
like,
dances.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny. I like those. I mean, I've only seen those on Facebook because I don't do TikTok.
I'm telling you, the best part of TikTok
Is hearing y'all crunch.
is TikTok cringe.
Mm-hmm. But it's podcast day.
Yeah, boy.
Welcome to episode 73. Oh yeah, one of them. The NERDENING.
If you build it, they would.
All of these episode titles are a complete surprise. It's
pretty great.
Because we don't just,
I don't even know what I'm going to say until it goes up.
Normally with
I was going to say,
titles
it's not
for...
even a set thing until it happens.
Yeah, because we don't even normally know what you're going to title the actual episodes as either. But
Yeah, it's just a hint of flavor of his genius.
Or
Mr.
lack
Lamb.
of preparedness.
Or lack of preparedness, whatever you want to look at.
He just says that because he doesn't want me to be. He doesn't want me to have a big head.
Well, I'm trying to help you keep it on the ground.
I do tend to gas you up a little bit more than I probably should.
I like it.
Of course.
Good though.
So we had BlizzCon happen.
Hell, yes we did.
And it's crazy because like I was asleep and I woke up and to a message from my sister, and she had shown me the cinematic trailer for Diablo 4.
It was so fucking cool.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what? And then I hear Overwatch 2, and then I hear World of Warcraft shit, and I'm just like, what is going on? Why is everybody releasing shit at the same time? And then I realize it's all Blizzard.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, it's BlizzCon today.
And just that, everybody forgot about China.
Well, that's
Oh no, they did not.
That's going to lead into another thing that I have here that I had to Google really quick.
Yeah.
But
Isn't it like what? Imagine. Remember what I said? I was just like, hey, you'll love us again because sequels for everything.
Yep.
But yeah, I watched. I have been like foaming at the mouth wanting to talk about Overwatch 2. But I watched like the entire. It was the moderator and Jeff Kaplan, who's like the head developer for Overwatch, and they were just talking. It is just an announcement. He even said there's like 0 release date right now. Like they just barely got the announcement out, but he was showing off some cool abilities because there is going to be a PvE mode where you play with your characters, but you can give them abilities and level them up.
Yeah.
Much like you could in like Diablo, you know. But he was showing these crazy abilities. Like he showed off one for Tracer, one for Hanzo, where Tracer, she throws her pulse bomb out and it goes off and like ricochets and hits a bunch of other enemies. And like
that's
an
cool.
arrow for Hanzo does the same thing. Like it's coinciding with the new character. I can't remember their name, but
Echo?
Sojourn.
Oh, Sojourn.
The new one, the brand new one that I think is going to be in.
So is she relegated only to the sequel, or is she coming to Overwatch?
I think so. Echo is going to be in the regular Overwatch now, but they said that Sojourn had this ability where it amplified like certain attacks of other characters. So it sounds like he's going to be a support
character.
But he showed the ability, and then he showed Hanzo's arrow, and it shot out, and then it just went through all the other like robots. Like,
oh, that's cool.
Like, and I was just sitting there, and he says that all of your stuff that you've unlocked in Overwatch carries over to Overwatch 2.
Yeah. I also heard that the maps were going to be cross playable.
Yeah.
So you can play them in Overwatch and in Overwatch 2.
Which it sounds like it might just be. I mean, there's a lot of people saying it sounds just like an expansion, but I mean, I think with this like announcement and all the time they're taking to work on it, it sounds to me like it might just be an actual game.
I think it is too. Like I think because from what I hear, because my son is all over it. My oldest son, he is watching all the YouTube videos, watching all the extra stuff. So he's told me that you get to play everything that the second one has, minus the PvE mode and like the new characters. And so like new maps, new game modes, and all of that, like those will be cross-playable between the first and the second. But the story mode and like the new characters, you won't be able to play.
Look, the pessimist in me is agreeing with those people, saying, yeah, it's pretty much just an expansion pass. Because I mean, I'm looking at like the updated models of the characters and stuff, and I'm sitting here going like, yeah, I mean, not a whole lot done. Yeah, not a whole lot was done to that. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of these people that kind of hate on it are either jaded fans or people that don't really care about the game at all. And so like I had to take a moment to set myself back and be like, I don't care about Overwatch at all. Like, not nearly at all. So why...
Not nearly at all.
like, why should I care what they're doing?
Yeah.
If people, like you got a fucking Overwatch shirt on right now. Like, if people like you are happy for it, I think that's all that matters. I think that's really all that matters. So if you're hating on fucking Overwatch 2, just...
I mean,
chill the fuck out.
People are gonna hate on anything, so there's
yeah, but then we also have to explain it.
Well, yeah.
Every time
but I'm
there's
just saying
something,
it's kind of pointless to even try to guess why people hate shit, because people just want to hate shit.
The like I said, the thing that makes me believe that it's an actual game is the fact that they announced it at BlizzCon with an announcement trailer alongside Diablo 4. Like, and if it was an expansion, they would have just they would have put it online and been like, hey, here's some more stuff you can do in Overwatch,
And hell, it probably would have been available
immediately. Who was it?
It's Eddie. It's always Eddie.
But that's the one thing that leads me to believe. But nobody really knows, but that's just what I think about it.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I feel like that's something that they would have either just kind of like shadow dropped and been like, yeah, it's available now, go! If it were just an expansion.
It's also BlizzCon. It's their biggest thing. Yeah. It's kind of like, they kind of have to.
Like, I could see them announcing it at BlizzCon.
And not only that, they're also trying to save face right now.
But that wouldn't have been like their lead-in if all it was an expansion.
So those two games are really the only big things that I've seen from BlizzCon.
Well, so for me... WoW, we've got the new WoW
there's a new WoW expansion, that's right.
The new WoW expansion was announced. Looks fucking awesome. I mean, it's... And the nice thing, I really like this, because I've kind of felt that the whole continuing to level up and level up and level up, like 60 to 80 to 100 to 120 to, you know, all, like it's gotten kind of ridiculous. No one needs 120 levels in a fucking game. You just don't.
Says you.
So they are squishing the levels. So
I saw that.
yeah, everybody's gonna go like at least max level. I don't know what they're doing for, you know, I'm sure they have some sort of scale, but anyway, max level people are gonna be chunked down to like level 50, and then you'll go up to level 60. I think if I remember right. So yeah, you'll have 10 levels like you normally do on an expansion, so, and that you'll then go ahead and grind out. But yeah, so and I've seen people that are upset as fuck about that, and to them I say, what the fuck does it matter? It's the same thing either way. It's not like they're gonna make those levels easier or faster. They're gonna make them longer and harder to attain because they're doing the same thing. They're just getting that level cap lower. That's all they're doing. They're not going to, you know, maybe it'll be slightly easier, I don't know, but it's really kind of nice. I'm glad that they're doing that. But the new areas look fucking cool from what I've, you know, because they showed some screenshots of them and they look pretty cool. There's this one area that has like a whole kind of like a vampire vibe.
Oh yeah.
And it's dope as fuck.
Kind of gothic or
yeah,
what?
yeah. So that's dope as fuck. And then there's another new area that's kind of like one of the old areas called Emerald Dream.
Yeah.
But it's like bluish instead of green.
Okay.
So that looks cool as fuck. It's kind of like a druid area, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Like nature, all that shit. But yeah, a lot of really cool looking shit going on, and I'm super stoked about it.
Right on.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that we got this huge announcement for Diablo 4, but haven't seen anything on Diablo Immortal, the mobile game.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're kind of keeping that down.
I did watch a.
At least they learned one lesson.
I think her name was Pamela.
Was it Pan or
Pan?
Pam?
Pan.
Pan.
I think I can solve this whole Pan
Yeah.
dilemma.
P-A-N-D.
Just shut up real quick. You sound stupid.
You're just
Pamela
off
Horton. That's what it was. Because I was watching all these streams of BlizzCon because I just wanted to see what was going on, you know. And I think she's like a bigger like Facebook gaming personality,
Okay.
as like, you know, there's Twitch and Mixer and
Facebook gaming
Yeah.
affiliate or whatever.
But she was like in line at BlizzCon and she was streaming and she was playing, like, she kept getting these demo versions of Diablo Immortal and she was playing them while she was in line, so I was kind of watching that. And I mean, it's not anything too impressive. It just looks like Diablo on your phone, so I mean, some
Yeah.
people will be into that.
So did you see there are a bunch of people that were dressed up as Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
we
God,
definitely did get some Winnie the Pooh cosplays.
We did.
There were a ton of people outside protesting.
Oh,
I even saw a thing saying that part of the proceedings were kind of stalled because of protesters.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
speaking of cosplay in Overwatch, the voice of, I think, Symmetra, McCree, and somebody else were there cosplaying their characters.
Oh, that's
wow,
cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
See, I
alright.
like it when people do that shit.
Um,
Or like when what's his bucket cosplays Spider-Man at the
Paul.
cons. Yeah, that's
But-
just great.
I had to Google this because I didn't know it word for word, but J. Allen Brack, who's the president of Blizzard, had a statement like at the very beginning of BlizzCon. He says, "It's probably not a secret. It's been a hard month for Blizzard. It's been hard for the community. It's been a hard month for the employees. I think there's just a lot of confusion and a lot of misinformation and a lot of challenges that everyone has had as a result. Frankly, there was never really a conversation where we weren't going to do that, because to not at least have a really straightforward conversation with our community about that would have appeared extremely tone deaf in my mind, so it's the right thing to do. We felt very strongly that we had to do it, otherwise it would just be looming." He's got like a long quote here, but basically he has this statement, but he doesn't make any mention of the specifics.
so
He
really-
dances around it
really-
very gracefully.
Really, what he comes out and says is actions are louder than words, but we're just going to give you words.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like,
I
because he
find,
literally says actions are louder than words.
And sequels to everything.
You know, we need to do better. He actually says we need to do better. Now about that Blitzchung guy. What? Who? No. Oh, let's. Here's a trailer.
I really wish
Yeah.
they would have went deeper into it.
Oh yeah.
Because the guy that came out to talk about it, is the president and CEO or something like that.
He's president of Blizzard.
Yeah.
He was very meticulous in what he had to say.
Oh, he was very careful.
He definitely danced around everything. And that's why I kind of felt like his apology was kind of shitty.
It was hollow as fuck, and I was watching this this one streamer, Yong Ye is his name.
Yeah.
But I've watched several of his videos recently. He's a pretty good dude, but like the whole time that he's giving this little speech, Yong Ye is like, okay, what about Blitzchung, man? What are you going to do about that? Like, actions are louder than words, man. Take away all of the punishment.
In the second, I didn't finish the whole thing because it's like a long, drawn-out paragraph. I mean,
it's huge.
I guess I could, but he continues, I haven't actually read any of the feedback of what was said this morning. Very early on, one of the very first conversations, when we made our statement and walked back the personality and restored Blitzchung's winnings, we actually had a personal conversation with him. We apologized to him for how the situation had gone and how no one was happy with how we ended up here. And so today's statement was less about that specific incident and more about the overall of what everyone has thought and what everyone has read and what everyone has heard, and sort of have a reset, like what are the values that we have somehow, like what are the values that we have that somehow have been lost, that narrative has been lost in the last month. So it sounds like they made an effort to him.
I don't remember him even saying anything about Blitzchung when he was actually on stage, but
this was a GameSpot article. They reached out to him. I failed to mention that.
Gotcha.
So this wasn't wasn't from his live thing.
Also, like, they're talking about having this conversation and listening to the players and turned off commenting. Like, you couldn't they turned off the comments.
See, but they won though. They won this.
Dumb.
I mean, there's a handful of people out there that are still, doing the Winnie the Pooh costumes and shit like that. There's still those people out there, but they've won.
Yeah.
They have won this. They have successfully swept this under the rug.
Pretty much.
For the majority of their audience. Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, new expansion for World of Warcraft. That's literally all it took.
Mm-hmm.
And it says more about us than it does about them, in my opinion.
I mean, it's consumerism at its finest,
and it makes me really sad because what happened to this Blitzchung guy is a fucking tragedy.
Yeah,
and it shouldn't happen.
I am glad that they at least had the understanding that they would be raked over the coals if they didn't give him his winnings back. I mean, that's still fucked up that he's banned for 6 months. Yeah,
it's a pittance. I mean, it's the most like. Here you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The stuff you already won. Okay, we'll let you have it.
But we won't let you come back.
Yeah. Not for 6 months.
I mean, the biggest ball slapping part of it is like even the fucking shoutcasters.
Yeah.
What a fucking mess. But again, successfully swept under the rug for the majority of their audience, which is a shame.
Although, watching the stream of BlizzCon. I mean, and I don't know if I'm sure it doesn't have anything to do with the Blitzchung stuff, but that audience was pretty silent.
They were.
Most of the time. They just sat there stone-faced like, yeah, and...
I mean, they were applauding during
a bit here and there. But, like, for the most part, like, they would do the big reveal and people would just...
I didn't watch any of the reveals.
Yeah, they just sat there. Like, they were unenthused, to say the least.
The Diablo 4 one almost kind of feels a little rushed to me. Almost kind of like they didn't really want to show it off, but they wanted to make a big splash.
Yeah.
So it I don't know. I'm not a Diablo guy, so I don't really know.
I mean,
I'm fucking absolutely stoked that they're using some of Ito's work in it, though, which is...
I'm just
Holy
excited
fuck,
that they
that's
said
cool
it's
as
going
hell.
to be darker again and, back to its roots and just...
Are you going to say it?
What? Am I going to say what? Darkerer and darkerer?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
More darkerer and darkerer.
The milkman come and fuck your wife.
Iron's wife is his life, you PS.
So
I'm sorry.
So the NFL clamps down on Cleveland Browns' Odell Beckham Jr. because he's wearing Joker cleats, and apparently that's not okay.
What?
To
Yeah.
wear cleats that have Joker on them.
Yeah, so the NFL told him that he needs to not wear them, or he'll be kicked out of next week's game.
What?
Yeah.
Well, it's not like they're doing anything anyways.
I'm
are
gonna
they?
go live under a rock.
Like, did his shoes murder someone? Are we missing something?
They
We
might-
live
in
in a society. We live in a society.
You get what you fucking deserve.
You get what you...
Odell Beckham Jr., you bitch.
Yeah, it's fucking...
That reminds me of Seinfeld. We live in a society!
There was a Joker there was a trailer where it's just George Costanza saying a bunch of stuff, and it's like backed by the Joker score.
Oh my god!
Yes, dude.
I need to
There's
see
a
this
there's a
so
picture
bad.
where, because I'm in this this Seinfeld group on Facebook. It's called Seinfeld Suit Posting. And,
Okay.
That's
okay.
awesome.
fucking-
I love that.
They made a. They made a meme where it's a picture of George where he's got the baseball bat,
Yeah,
but he's got the Joker face paint on, and
Yeah,
it's Joker, like G.
Yes, dude.
That's great.
Post Malone open carries gun while buying hoverboard at Utah Walmart.
Say that again.
Post Malone open carries gun while buying hoverboard at Utah Walmart. Reviews are out for Death Stranding,
Yeah.
and it is...
It's good apart from the IGN one, right?
It's a little polarizing.
No, actually, it's
Oh, really?
pretty divisive, yeah.
Really?
There's a lot of people out there that are saying... Like, there was this guy that I used to listen to. I don't really listen to him anymore. They're part of Giant Bomb. Giant Bomb is kind of this company that broke off of GameSpot.
Oh, okay.
And I think his name's Dan, but he said that he's never hated a AAA game more than he's hated Death Stranding.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
It seems like from what I've already gathered, it literally is just you're a post-apocalyptic postman.
Yeah.
Like, you're going over these terrains and things like that, and like you have to babysit the trigger buttons because
You'll start leaning towards one side if you have too much on your back, carrying too much packages. So if you start leaning to the left, you gotta hold the left trigger. If you start leaning to the right, you gotta hold the right trigger.
Okay, that sounds goddamn awful.
Well, it's interactive.
Yeah.
You gotta remember who the fuck is making the game.
Yeah.
He's doing really weird shit, which makes me happy because that's what Kojima does best. Is he does weird shit, and he does it really well. So whenever he implements little weird gameplay interactions like this, I'm immediately sitting here going like, okay, I know I'm in. Just because it's little things like that immerse you fully. Immerse.
I'm very immersed.
I'm so immersed.
Well, I mean, it's making it so it's an experience instead of a gameplay. A lot of people are going into this thinking that it's going to be another Metal Gear, which is it's not going to. And Kojima's been done with Metal Gear since 4.
yeah.
He's been done with Metal Gear since 3. Like this is not a Metal Gear game. So when you go in there, and apparently there is death. You can kill people in the game, but there's like a massive consequences for killing people.
Okay.
Like
Eat the baby.
there's like something to do with
I shouldn't laugh at Eat the Baby.
sometime. Well, we sacrifice babies on this podcast.
Did you see
if you didn't know that.
Did you see that Rick and Morty?
I don't know. I can tell you right now I didn't.
Yeah,
The Death Stranding.
Dude, they Rick and Morty have been like everywhere. Like I was saying,
It's fucking amazing.
at AEW Dynamite, the turnbuckles had Rick and Morty decals on it. Yeah, like, and then what is it? The Best Friends and Orange Cassidy came out as Rick and Morty.
Isn't that starting up this month again?
What?
Rick and Morty?
Yeah, it is. We get 5 episodes this month.
I dig the shit out of Orange Cassidy.
So
I think Orange Cassidy is cool as fuck.
Me too.
So Kotaku reviewer Heather Alexandra said that Death Stranding's narrative is spellbinding, but ultimately it's one better conveyed through gameplay. Here the mechanics are the message. On the other hand, don't expect a review from our friends at Edge Magazine anytime soon because they ran out of enthusiasm long before we ran out of time.
Oh, wow.
Scored reviews are wildly divergent. Kirk McKean at VG427 comes in on the lower end with 3 out of 5 stars, pointing out that for all of Death Stranding's high-minded reflections on the state of the world and its intriguing liminality, it's ultimately undermined by its unsubtle storytelling and Kojima's penchant for the...
Penchant?
Penchant?
Yeah.
Yeah. For the puerile?
Puerile.
Purell?
It means...
Is there a lot of Purell in the game?
It means childishness.
Oh. Quote, well, there is like monster cans everywhere, so...
Oh, it was like hand sanitizer.
And you have to like pee
See,
and shit.
puer is Latin for boy.
Oh, yeah?
And,
I know.
yeah.
Poo-air?
No,
Quote,
it literally is, though.
Smells like poo-air out here.
This is really puer. I don't...
quote, this is still a game in which you can equip and unequip your penis so you can piss out Red Bull. End quote. However,
Wow.
Trusted Reviews Jade King with a perfect score argues that Death Stranding is, quote, a weird, wonderful masterpiece, and unlike anything else out there in the gaming medium right now.
Yeah, I mean, it already seems like this is going to be either you get it or you don't. Like, I don't...
Like I was saying earlier, I think I'm one of the only people that is like waiting after it comes out to see how it does.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get it, just because it does kind of intrigue me. One of the things that really intrigues me is the fact that people that are playing the game can like leave like ladders and other things in the world.
Yeah.
So you can pass through and get to an area faster.
I mean, I like what that one person said. I think it was the last article that you read, not the most recent one, but the one before that, where they were saying that like the story is not really easily or well conveyed outside of playing it yourself.
Well, it's weird because I'm hearing divisiveness on that end too, where a lot of people are saying that it's like it makes no fucking sense, and then there's other people saying that this is the most sense that Kojima's made ever. So I don't know. It says elsewhere in Kotaku's most favorable review, they claim that this has created quote 2 Death Strandings. The first is a dream, an impossible and frankly unnecessary vindication of games as an art created by a glorified mastermind. The actual game is a fantastic mess. Don't get swept up in the marketing, no matter how exciting. It's something to keep in mind when Cyberpunk 2077 releases in April 2020.
Wow.
I don't know, man. It's one of those games where I'm going to go into it and not really treat it like a video game.
Yeah, I'm going to have like super low bar expectations.
I'm definitely interested in it.
I do want to experience it for sure.
The bar has never been lower for me for a Kojima game. And I feel like that is the way that you're supposed to go into this game.
Agreed.
However, it's also Kojima, and he's never really let me down. So I don't know. There's also people out there saying that 2 and 3 are gameplay masterpieces, and I'm like, I love 3. I fucking hate 2, but I love 3. But god damn, that game made me want to snap my PS3.
It's fucking crazy.
That was probably my favorite Metal Gear.
I would say that it's up there for me. I'm a weird boy though, because I like Metal Gear 5. I love that game. I feel like it is action stealth done to perfection. Like I can't see another game in that vein done better. I really can't. I feel like it was perfection.
I can't ever remember if I've ever gotten through a Metal Gear completely.
I've played through all of 1, 2, and 3. I never finished 4, and I never finished 5.
4 was really good.
I think I finished 1 and then never got through any of the rest.
Play 3 if you ever get the chance. Definitely play 3. And you've played 5, haven't you?
Yeah, I played a little of 5.
You can get them on the Xbox has the remastered, don't they?
They have like a port type
Yeah.
deal. Yeah, that's a good way to play them.
Cool.
If you can't play them like on a PS3 or whatever.
So Derek and I went to Devotion Championship Wrestling's Painsgiving event.
Yes.
It was a lot more fun than I was anticipating it to be.
Yeah, me too. I mean, even watching, because I had watched their Halloween bash or whatever they called it. I forget. I had watched the Halloween event, and it was good, but there were definitely like some things that I was like, eh. And so I wasn't totally sure what to expect. But it was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great.
It was definitely great. We're going to put together a little video package because I recorded every
match.
I recorded every match, which was fucking amazing as far as my S10 goes.
I can't believe your phone lasted that whole time.
Dude, so when I was using my phone the entire ride to the event, and so I was...
No charging.
Yeah, no charging. I was at 100... And I went to, I think, 79 by the time we got to the event.
Okay.
And at the event, I recorded every match for 2 hours. And it ended at 13%.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I can, when I open Pizza Hut in Smithfield, I have my phone plugged into the stereo and I'm playing music all day and I'll leave with like 60%.
Dude, that's awesome. That's
One
fucking
thing
cool.
that I've noticed with Android phones, it almost kind of feels like it starts to notice that you're using one app more than another. So it'll start taking away and shutting down apps in the background and putting all of the energy into the app that you're using right now. Mm-hmm. Like you told me about that YouTube page where the...
Oh, Audit the Audit.
Yeah, so it's... I didn't even know that this was a thing, but there are people out there called auditors, and they're basically just douchebags that provoke the police and make them break the law.
Oh.
So they're called auditors because they're auditing the way that the police react. And then there's this guy that goes on there. I think he's like a lawyer or something. He's gotta be. He's either that or he's like fucking mega mastermind when it comes to laws. Like he just knows everything about it. So he audits the auditor. Like, hey, this auditor could have done this better. This officer could have done this better. It usually kind of comes out to be like, yeah, the auditor's a douche, but he's doing everything he needs to be, and the police officer's an asshole because he's breaking the law.
Who audits the auditors?
Anyways, to tangent aside, I watched that shit for 13 hours.
Holy God, you watched every episode?
I watched every episode. I loved it. I thought it was great. Great channel, by the way. Really, truly. Like, go watch it. It's called Audit the Auditor. Or Audit the Audit. And I noticed, I went into my battery life just to see like what my thing was. My screen on time was 10 hours.
Oh, wow.
10 hours of online or of on-screen time. Like my phone was never turned off. And I came home with 40% battery.
Yeah, dude. These fucking phones are...
It's really weird. It doesn't make any sense at all. If I was to do it with my iPhone, it wouldn't work. Like I wouldn't be able to do that.
Well, and my phone is older, so it's the Note... What is this?
5?
5, I think. Yeah, the Note 5. Oh. Like, there's no way my phone could do that. No fucking way.
So, I think that that's a very obvious plus for Android phones, but also I still feel like iPhones handle multitasking a lot better. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, if you're jumping from app to app to app to app on an Android, it's going to drain the fuck out of that battery. Yeah. But, like, with iPhone, it handles it really well. But, yeah, like, in terms of, like, screen on time, what the fuck? Yeah. It doesn't matter.
But, yeah.
Yeah, so we went and we saw them. Everything was just amazing. Like we were talking about earlier, there's a tag team group called the Brother Smith, and they come out with like Books of Mormon. And And like I think, and like the move, one of the moves that they do that isn't a really big move, but I think
Passion of the Christ.
No, listen to this. This is great. I love this shit.
So it isn't like a big move. It's usually like usually a double chop is just when someone like takes both hands and chops you on the chest. But what they do is they hold their hands in prayer.
Yeah,
And they-
it's so great.
and
It's fucking
and they chop-
brilliant. It's fucking
I'm just
brilliant.
like, it's so funny because this one dude that was doing it, he does like 2 chops, drops the guy gets back up, chops him again, and then when he gets up for the 3rd time, he like runs to do a clothesline, and the guy drops to his knees in prayer. Yeah,
It's like it's just those nice little touches.
It's just like-
Are they
so
like
good.
legit Mormons?
no,
No.
Okay, because a lot of this is like super sacrilege.
Well, no, they actually do really well with it though, because the 2 guys who are the brothers Smith they look they look super wholesome.
Yeah, they do.
look super wholesome, super innocent, like
Clean cut.
they're clean cut, but also they look like genuinely sweet, nice dudes.
Yeah.
So like it's hard to get offended by what they're doing, even if you wanted to. I'm sure people could, of course.
Because that's what Jesus wants.
Yeah.
Jesus wants you to have short hair,
yeah,
even though he
had long hair.
Long hair.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, so like it's just
It's
the way
so
that,
great.
this is the way that they do it.
That's fucking
They
amazing.
toe that line very well.
And they have a character named Lola the Explorer, who is a blatant Dora the Explorer ripoff. And like while she's in the ring, even she's like, "What do I do next?"
Yeah, it's so great. It's so great, dude. And she comes out with a little backpack and every fucking thing, dude.
It's
Does
so-
she have like a map and shit?
I don't think so, no.
No, but it's just way cool. And just a lot of these dudes are really talented. A lot of these dudes have come from the WWE or heading to the WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this dude, Marlon Bishop, fucking amazing. And we were talking with the owner of the promotion, or no, it was Trent. That was
Yeah, it
saying
was Trent.
wasn't it?
Trent Hunsaker,
Yeah.
who is a good friend of ours, but is also the director of photography there.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's like a part owner, but like he's really big into this promotion.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was saying, yeah, no, that guy's on his way to NXT.
And like there was another guy who did some jobbing work at NXT.
Yeah.
And it was just really, really fun, really exciting. The crowd was really engaging.
Good.
Like everything was just awesome. And it was just in this empty store
Yeah.
At Gateway.
at the gateway.
That's pretty fucking cool though.
Yeah.
How much did it charge?
It's $15 for general admission and
For
18
adults.
Yeah, for adults.
Like
and it's
$5 for kids, I think.
yeah, $5 for kids 8 and under, and it's $20 for VIP.
What did
Or
VIP,
wasn't it 18?
18.
What did the VIP include?
Oh, VIP.
It's just you're like at the seats right next to the ring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fucking cool though. I'm glad that scene is alive.
Yeah, it was super fun, and those guys were, because of course, this would not work unless the guys were into their character,
Yeah.
in character, and just completely committed to it, and they totally are, and it's fucking.
It's
great.
literally it
Awesome.
really is just like a WWE spectacle.
Yeah.
And we spoke and had an interview with Manny Lemons, who is the owner, and he was just talking to us about how the days of territories are starting to come back. Because before there was the WWF, there was Ohio Championship Wrestling, there was Florida Championship. There were little territories like in the South and the Midwest,
And
the North.
you could go from territory to territory. You could be like the belt holder in a Florida territory and go and defend your belt in Georgia or somewhere else, some other territory, and that wasn't a big deal. But then, WWF pretty much monopolizes everything, and then that all kind of goes away.
Yeah.
So it was really fun. Watch out for that video promotion. I'm going to be working on it. It might take about a week or two, just because there's going to be a lot of like editing and stuff that I want to do with it. But if you haven't had a chance to see Devotion Championship Wrestling, please do. There is a lot to take in. Big Buddha is their commissioner.
No
He
way.
is.
Yeah.
He is. Big Buddha's their
Big
commissioner.
Buddha's their commissioner. And
Dave,
what?
yeah, Dr. Dave,
Dr. Dave.
from the Rock station here in
Yeah,
Logan.
yeah.
He does their announcing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he also has a podcast called. Hold on, let me.
There was also some waves being made in kind of wrestling news with Kenny Omega coming out as fucking Sans from Undertale, and you said that one of them came out as All Might.
Yeah. Ricochet came out in like
dressed as All Might.
as All Might.
Like
in
that.
a whole All Might
The only
getup.
thing that would have made it better was if he did have like an All
hair.
Might wig.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so fucking
The
dope.
Kenny Omega one is fucking cool though, because I believe Toby Fox made that intro for him.
That's
Wow.
cool.
In like in-game engine graphics and everything.
That's badass.
Which is
Yeah.
fucking cool as hell.
So his wrestling podcast is called Turnbuckle Trash.
Okay.
So it's an all wrestling podcast. And so we're gonna show up on his podcast. He says he wants to come on our podcast and talk some wrestling with us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was just a fucking great event. We got into it and yelled and hollered and
Started some chants.
Yeah, we started some chants. Eddie and I both, talked shit to different heels, and they actually, it's great because it's such a small thing that like they can really interact with you back.
Yeah.
A lot better than I think you can in a giant thing like WWE.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so like, I was yelling at this one guy, Andrew Sowell, and he yelled back. I was actually wearing this shirt because I'm lazy and didn't change.
It says
today.
vote no on Daleks.
It says vote no on Daleks, and he obviously doesn't know Doctor Who or anything, but he takes a look at my shirt, takes it in, and goes, "I'm gonna vote yes on Daleks." And it was just great. It was just great. And then what did you yell, Eddie?
So there's a character named Otto von Clutch, and
Yes.
he's like a surfer type dude. He goes in barefoot, wearing a wetsuit, and there's a storyline where he thinks that this older wrestler named Tombstone Jesus is his father, right? And so like he's like yelling, telling
he's your
everybody.
brother.
He's telling everybody. He's telling everybody, to shut up and do all this, and it gets quiet. And I'm like, at least I know who my daddy is. And he is like, shut up.
And by the way, I think I told you this earlier before the recording, but Tombstone Jesus, the brothers Smith they had week after week been begging Tombstone Jesus to be their watcher, their protector.
Yeah.
Right? And there was, I don't remember how it occurred, but it was during the Halloween show.
Yeah.
There was a match that, if somebody won, then Tombstone Jesus would go ahead and be their watcher, their protector.
Yeah.
And they won. And so now Tombstone Jesus is the watcher of the brothers Smith. And it's fucking brilliant.
It's fucking awesome.
We talked to him, Tombstone Jesus, because he's an older dude. He's like 6'4", but he looks like Undertaker and Shawn Michaels merged together.
Like he's got the features of Michaels, but like the stature of Undertaker.
And we were talking with him after the show, like, hey, you did great, man. Like, we were like, hey, man, whoa, that was Andrew Sowell.
Did he message you?
No, I think he commented on Andrew Sowell.
He commented on my photo.
Yeah, the guy that said,
Dude, he said still voting on Daleks.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So, we were talking to Tombstone Jesus, and he comes up to us, and he's just like, yeah. We were like, you did great, man. Like, that was so cool. He goes, yeah, not bad. I'm almost 50,
Yeah.
And Derek goes, Jesus. And he goes, Tombstone Jesus.
Yeah.
And he walks away.
Because I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
And Jesus just happened to be the word I
It's
said.
charismatic.
Yeah, and he was just like, Tombstone Jesus.
Do you guys know?
Brandon, bitch.
Do you guys know? Have you seen any videos of Superhuman? Do you know
No.
who he is?
Mm-mm.
He's this fucking kid on Facebook. It's like the greatest. Like, I love when he puts out new episodes because he just does stunts, his own stunts, and he's a huge juggalo, but he's not like the makeup wearing juggalo. He just has all the shirts and everything like that. But
Right.
he has these videos. Like he did this one where he jumped off of a table and like elbow dropped a microwave. And recently he's been like participating in like local wrestling events, and he has this catchphrase that he does before he jumps off or does his thing. He takes off his shirt and he just goes, "Fuck this shit," and then he does his thing. And the first event that I saw him in, like, he came out and people in the crowd were like chanting, "Fuck this shit." And he did this this little match with this dude, with this like tag team partner, where he got up and he was like, the dude tried to clothesline him and he like ducked under it, and then he turns around and he goes to the other guy and he just throws his fingers up and he's like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
And he fucking gives him the stunner. And everyone just loses their minds.
Yeah.
And then his tag team partner jumps up onto the rope because he has this catchphrase where he comes on and you can barely understand a word he says because he talks so fast. But he's like, this is for all the juggalos and juggalettes.
No.
He's like, don't try this at home, hope you like it. And then he goes, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, I've seen that guy, yeah.
So his partner gets up onto the ropes and everyone's cheering and it goes dead silent and he jumps off and you just hear whoop whoop and he just like elbow drops the dude.
He's just like writhing in pain. He's just like, ah.
Dude, I gotta show you a video really quick.
So go watch Devotion. Go to their shows. It's super cheap to go, and they put on an amazing show. Also, watch out for that video. So now it's time for an episode of.
What you playin'? What you playin'?
What are you playing?
What you playing?
Oh,
What you playing?
interesting fact, that Baker guy, the guy that we're making fun of, he plays Winnie the Pooh in South Park.
Who?
His name is the Baker guy. The guy that we're making fun of, the guy that plays Goofy,
Oh.
he plays the voice of Winnie the Pooh in
That's
South Park.
awesome. Derek, what you playing?
So I am playing BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah. It's really weird. It's crazy.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to ask you what you thought of the ending for BioShock 2.
Let me remember.
Like that, just the last 3 hours of the game, because that's, in my opinion, that's like the greatest part of the game.
Right. So like when you finally get to the girl and she has to become a big sister, basically,
Yeah.
to save you, and then at the end you pretty much just die, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was pretty cool.
It was just
I mean,
intense
it
because
was
like
and killing off their
you're just running from
it was
everything.
a really cool
but,
twist, yeah. Well, although there was so that part where you're trying to get to the bathysphere or whatever, right? And like there are those pipes that you have to burst.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't realize at first that those mobs just keep coming until you burst the pipes.
Yeah.
So I was trying to kill the mobs so I could get them out of the way so that I could then go burst the pipes without having to worry about the mobs. And I'm like, okay, so these mobs are not stopping.
I think I remember doing that too. I was like, I'll clear
I'll
these
just clear
guys
this,
out so I
yeah.
can just do this, and then it's just like, okay, maybe I have to do this, and then they'll stop. And
Yeah,
sure
and
enough-
that's exactly what I did
Yeah.
too. And so yeah, then I went and broke the pipes, and then they're like, okay, all done. I was like, you motherfuckers.
oh, we can stop now. He broke the pipes.
Yeah, like oh, I guess we can't fight him anymore.
So where are you at in Infinite?
Let's see, where am I? So I'm hanging out with the chick now.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, and how far have I gotten? I forget where I'm at now. I mean, I've gotten up to the part where you do that little kind of like search mission for the guy in the museum.
Yeah.
And I've gotten past that, but I don't remember how far past that I am. But anyway, so yeah, where you go and you kind of go through the displays of the battles.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah,
museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part's really.
I was going to
cool.
tell you where I'm at, but that would be a
Spoiler.
very big spoiler. So
Infinite is a really unique game.
It is.
Just
It's
because
such a hugely different game. It's really cool.
It's literally night and day.
Yeah, it literally.
there's like there's a very obvious quality in the shooting.
isn't
In that game.
isn't TB the main character?
Yes. He plays Booker DeWitt.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's cool too that in the last, so in the first game, you had this sort of non-religious, anti-government sort of dude that was trying to do everything. The second game was this supposed
The professor.
science,
Yeah.
like science will save us type of person,
Yeah.
and now you've gone on to the religion will save us person in the third game. You know, so it's kind of funny that they highlighted the two things that the first guy was totally against.
Yeah.
And I kind of dig that.
Yeah,
Well, I guess he wasn't against science. He was totally for just you know, unfettered.
Religious.
Well, no, the first guy.
Oh,
BioShock 1. He was just he was
Ryan.
totally down. Yeah, Andrew Ryan was totally down for
No gods, no kings.
science and everything. But yeah.
His name is Comstock. Right?
Yeah.
Comstock is
the prophet.
Yeah, the prophet. Yeah, the way that game, I still feel like it has the it's just dripping with atmosphere the same way that the first one is.
Well, and it's so clear. I mean, it's definitely a BioShock game.
I feel like it has a very obvious slant towards being a little bit more complicated than the first game. Mm-hmm. The first game was pretty cut and dry on what it was trying to say. And then, like, it was basically displaying these ideas, and if these ideas interested you, then there's, like, a whole plethora of ways that you can go about researching that idea. I feel like BioShock Infinite is different in the way that it kind of wears a lot of what it likes on its sleeve. Like, it doesn't really... Like, I feel like Comstock is a good villain. I feel like Booker is a great protagonist. Mm-hmm. And I really like Elizabeth as well. Yeah. I feel like the whole princess in a castle archetype thing works really well with her.
I really wasn't a fan how, like, you rescue her, and then this bitch goes and runs off to the beach. Like, immediately.
You know that she's been in that tower for, ages, right?
Yeah, but you're like, hey, stick with me. I don't want shit to go down, and the first thing she does is, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean I understand where you're coming from. It's not logical. It doesn't make any logical sense.
And it's not. It has nothing to do with the game. It doesn't affect anything in the game. You just have to go get her.
The ending to Infinite is what kind of deters me from that game.
I don't think I've ever officially gotten through it. Like, I'm at a point because I have all of them on PC.
Yeah.
I used to have the collection, but I have all of them on PC, so I've just been playing those. But I'll tell you, without spoiling it, I'm at where you're fighting the ghost.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I'll say for Derek's sake.
In terms of gameplay, I feel like it's a step up from the original BioShock. I think it's a step up from BioShock 2. There's very obvious trappings of, like, inspiration from Call of Duty. Like, there's a sprint button in it now, and there's, aim down sights is a little bit more, it's a little bit more accurate, and it functions better.
I thought aiming down sights in BioShock, the first two, was atrocious.
The first one, it's rough.
I actually never even do that.
I don't think you even knew that you could do that.
No, I know. I know, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like, just when I've been fiddling around with controls, I'm like, you can do that.
Yeah.
But I just don't care to.
I like the weapons in that game, in Infinite. I don't...
You know what? One thing I don't like, just because of the fact that the first two games allowed you to do this, and then all of a sudden in the third you have to have a choice, you can only carry 2 guns.
Yeah.
And in the... original,
going back to the trappings
games,
of Call of Duty, yeah.
In the original games, you can just pick up fucking radio. Guns. Like you just have your radial of all the different guns you have.
Yeah.
And so I kind of don't like that, just because I've been spoiled with the first 2 games.
Yeah.
In having every fucking gun under the sun.
Yeah.
But
I feel like a weak point for me is the are they called tonics in Infinite? The tonics, like, really, I only remember 3 of them. I remember Bucking Bronco, which is the one I used pretty much exclusively. The Shock one, right. Shock Jockey, and then the one where you can take over mechanical beings.
There's also the Crow.
Yeah,
the Crow is.
I think there's a bee one.
There's
too.
a fire one.
There's a fire one where you shoot, like, fireballs and they explode. They have, like, a radius.
Yeah, or you can leave a trap.
Yeah,
the Crow one was fucking cool.
I do like that. That in this game, if you hold your tonic button, and then release it, it'll drop a trap.
Effect,
a trap, yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
For all of them. So you'll have a crow's nest that drops if you do the trap one, and then when they walk over.
Now that
and
I'm
pop it
remembering
open.
them, yeah, they're a little bit cooler than I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, there's just something. It's something I never really figured out, but there's just something missing from that game that the original had. That I think it's that mystique. I feel like the one of the greatest things that lingers with you after playing the original BioShock is discovering that mystery and realizing that there are far many more mysteries in that place that you have nothing to do with. Mm-hmm. But then Infinite comes in, and there's still that intrigue on what's going on, but it's more of like a, hey, there's something really fucking wrong here.
Well, I think it's just how the darkness of the atmosphere of the first two games gives you a much heavier sense of foreboding and you know.
The game is I feel like Infinite has a tinge of horror in it as well, just because but it's not like your atypical horror game. It's more like the horror in what you're doing. Like one of the things that sticks out the most is you can brutally fucking murder somebody with a skyhook, and then when you do, it does that wee, that screech of a violin, and it's like, holy fuck.
And it is the thing that strikes me about it too is that this is a group of religious people who most of whom don't want to perform violence, and you're out here just killing them. Yeah. You're just fucking. So
I was talking.
Obviously, you can make the choice not to, but in certain situations, you kind of can.
But it's inclined that you should.
Yeah.
Because it's a tool. It's a tool. It's one of your tools of destruction.
Exactly.
In a video game. I was talking to you about this before. I feel like my greatest criticism of this game is how it handles racism. I feel like it doesn't. I feel like it kind of pussyfoots around it. It doesn't really tackle it head on. Where it's there's very obvious serious racial tensions in the city. There's very obviously still slaves washing the floorboards and shit.
It just seems like they go, racism exists. Moving on.
It just kind of seems
say
like
anything about it. They just showcase it.
They pussyfoot. Yeah. They just dance around it and they make it seem like, and it kind of fucking really bugs me that Ken Levine did that, because that guy kind of was known for pushing boundaries. And I was kind of hoping that he would go a little further. Of course, I'm not asking for the guy to have people voice record saying the N-word. I'm not going that far. I'm just saying that was a seriously fucked up time in American history, and displaying it in a honorable way is the best way to get that story across. And I feel like really the only time that you come across sequences of racism, it's just kind of very bland, and it's like, it feels like 1960s movies racism, where it's there, you just can't really tell. Yeah. Like the black grandpa that teaches the white kids how to pick up apples and shit. You know what I mean? It's there. It's just not really touched upon that well. Really, the only racist part of the entire game is the very beginning when they catch a biracial couple and you're supposed to throw the baseball at them. That's really the only racist part of the entire game.
Well, there's the scene where when you're in the museum and you find the George Washington display.
That's true.
And he says some really fucked up shit about the yellow skins or whatever.
But
about Asian
the part
people.
Cole's talking about though is the only scene, at least so far for me, is the only part that racism is on display and you can affect or your decision plays into the game.
Because you can just stand there and choose not to do it. Yeah. That's what I did.
I threw the baseball at the guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's implied that you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
However, as I grow older, that part really pisses me off because it takes away from you. Because regardless what choice you decide, you're still stopped.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you throw the ball at them or if you throw the ball at the guy, you're still stopped. And, he's the demon guy. Yeah. I really, really wish that they would have carried out that part.
Had some sort of a splintering, quest line sort of deal.
Imagine if you threw the ball at the guy and that scene played out and you actually threw the ball at the guy.
Yeah.
Then the police would actually have a reason to want to detain you.
Yeah.
And then, even if you wanted to pussyfoot it around the issue like the game does already, if you choose to throw the ball at the couple, that's when they stop you. And they're
Right.
like, oh, you know, like I wish it's just missing that punch. It's missing that like that visceral nature
Yeah, I mean, if there's no
of storytelling.
if there's no difference in the result, then the action you choose is irrelevant.
Yeah.
It kind
Yeah, that
of
part fucking
it
bugs
kind of
me.
negates the reason for even having that part in there. Even though they're obviously trying to say something with it,
Yeah.
it just doesn't really land.
And like the caster or the guy that's in front, like the showman.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you're taking your coffee black these days." You know, like there's very obvious racial tensions in the city, but I don't really feel like it's conflicting because they really want to tell a story about religious dominance, and they really want to like sprinkle in racism, and it's like I kind of feel like if you sprinkle in racism, you're kind of doing it at a disservice.
Yeah, I mean, if
Like you can walk around the city and you can see like black people bent over washing the floorboards, like I was saying, or they're cleaning the toilets or some shit. Like they're very obviously, you know, lower class citizens than everyone else. I just feel like I don't know, and I'm not Ken Levine. I'm not I'm not a storyteller. I'm not a writer.
Yeah,
so
but
I can't really
get
tell you how
what
to
you
make
mean.
it better. I just feel like if you're gonna tell that story, you need to tell it with a little bit more gravitas.
Well, you just need to tell
not as
it.
much levity. Like there needs to be more gravity in this
You just need to tell the story because, like, that's the thing. They show that it's there, and then they're like, okay, well, anyway, back to what we wanted to say. You know, like it's not the primary point. It's not anything, and so they just kind of let it go.
And I'm not even that kind of person. I'm usually not the person that's saying like, hey, you know, we need to, you know, we need to have more black cast members. I'm not that kind of person. Like if the person, you know, like
I mean, if you're gonna put it in there, follow through with it.
yeah, just don't pussyfoot around it.
Yeah.
That's my opinion of the game's biggest flaw. I really think it's a great video game. It plays really great. It looks fucking great. I feel like the story is there. I just feel like there's some serious missteps.
I do really like the whole Skyhook.
The travel system
aspect of it. It's really cool.
That's just Ken Levine's like imaginative muscle flexing right there, where he's just like, I can create the most wild, ridiculous shit, and you're totally gonna believe it.
Yeah,
like he makes it totally believable that you can hold on to a glove that has that has 3 hooks on it. And you travel on a rail system in the fucking sky.
This world seems like where that absolutely belongs. You know, like it doesn't.
That spectacle is still there.
It doesn't seem out of place at all, but just because of the way he's done this.
I feel like I think what BioShock should always be remembered by is its spectacle. Mm-hmm. Like it's world building. Very obviously, it's world building. But like just the way that he makes these places seem believable. Like these places could actually exist.
Oh yeah.
I love that aspect. Ken Levine's a fucking genius.
Hell yeah. Nick?
I am currently
Long time on my game. God, sorry.
I dived into some obscure titles on PS Now that I've been kind of testing out.
You bought a year, didn't you?
No.
You're just doing the
month to month. I'm playing one of those BlazBlue fighting games.
Okay.
I saw that you started that on the little info feed.
Kind of fucking cool, actually. Like
those BlazBlue games are fucking sick.
Yeah, dude. I've been having fun with that, and then I found another JRPG that I've been kind of playing called is it the Trails of Tears?
Trails
in the Sky, Cold Tears, yeah.
That game, Trail of Tears is a different thing.
Yeah. I have the steelbook of that game downstairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a great fucking video game.
Yeah, I just that's a PS3 game that's on PS Now, and I've been playing that. But the main two I've been juggling are, of course, Modern Warfare and Outer Worlds.
Oh
and
my god!
Both games are, in my opinion, like nothing short of a masterpiece.
Dude, Modern Warfare just brought me back into the franchise.
Yes.
I think because I've played every fucking Call of Duty game just like every other Mark, you know what I mean? But
every other person on the planet.
But
I don't play them.
Yeah. Derek does play.
Well, are you really a person?
That's a good point.
Exactly.
I haven't thought about that.
Think of it.
I'll have to go home and mull it over.
Open up your penal eye, okay? Just remember.
You have an eye on your penis.
Ba-da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
You might want to get that checked out.
But yeah, no, like those games are so cool because I'm playing the same ones. Like I'm juggling both of the big ones too.
I bet you are.
Yeah,
Sick fuck.
But yeah, no, like the campaign was phenomenal.
I'm
you
not.
finished it
I'm
all
not
the way?
past it. I haven't beaten it yet.
I've
Where are you at in the campaign?
I am. We're storming
The castle.
Barkov's lab, where you just call in the fucking airstrikes.
Okay, I haven't gotten that far. I got to the point where everybody's crying about it right now, where they rewrote history, like that highway of death.
Oh yeah,
Like we
yeah.
actually did it, but in the game they're saying that Russia did it.
yeah.
It's like, okay.
It's cool. Keep playing it. It's
So here's my issue with this game. I know I'm kind of a negative.
Here we go.
I'm a negative Nancy today.
here we are.
It's not really as bad as you think it is. This game wants to be shocking. It's very obvious. It's trying really, really hard to shock you and make you feel emotional things. You know, go, rah, 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 America. You know, they're not landing for me.
Okay, USA.
Yeah.
So the suicide bombers aren't.
it felt tacky. It felt tacky to me. It felt very.
The fact that you have to kill a man as a kid.
I
I
haven't
was
gotten that
13
far.
when I killed me a man.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not very far into it, but like it feels forced. It doesn't feel that like natural.
Yeah, like they're trying to recreate the shock
They're
value.
they're like 100% trying to recreate. I think this is one of the best first-person shooters I've played in a long time.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
easily.
campaign. I think I haven't had this much fun with a first-person shooter, and I could be totally wrong. I'm gonna listen to this episode later, and I'll be like, "Oh, I totally fucking forgot about that game." But right now, this is the best one that I played since Doom 2016.
That's how your inner monologue sounds?
Oh yeah. There's just that level of shock value is just not really landing for me, just because and it's probably ruined because other games have done shock value a lot better. But like there's that moment when at night, it's the night level when the butcher is revealed, like they're showing off the butcher.
Oh yeah.
And he's like walking in and he's just like shooting random citizens, and I'm like, okay, there's a random NPC in the base suit. Like, why do I give a fuck about this guy? Like, yeah, there's the idea that it's a civilian, it's an innocent civilian, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, and then they did the thing where they like, you know what really would have fucking shocked me is if when the kid was running away and he shot the kid didn't run into smoke. Show that kid getting shot. I'm sorry, that's fucked up, but show it. If you're gonna shock me, then fucking shock me.
Yeah.
Do it the right way. Shock me.
Two
Right,
fingers
Jesus.
in the pink.
Like I just think that like there's if you're gonna go this route, it's the same thing with racism in Infinite. Fucking do it. Don't pussyfoot this shit. Don't worry about my feelings. Fucking do it.
His face is
Do it the right way. Well, I'm just so sick of this shit because like they're worried of offending people, and it's like, okay, well you also have a kill streak.
Well then don't do it at all.
You have a kill streak in the game that's white phosphorus, which is fucking horrendous. Like that shit. And I'm not offended. I'm not offended that that's in the game. Because you had the balls to put it in the game. Mm-hmm. Like there's a really spectacular game that handles chemical weapons really well. That does handle shock value or shock factor the way that I like it. It's called Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's a moment where you fucking call in an airstrike using the white phosphorus. You walk through what you just did. And you're seeing like women holding children and they're like
char statues.
there's white charred statues. Like that is like if you're going to shock me, do it the right way. Don't pussyfoot. I know I'm saying that a lot, but really, like that's really all I'm asking you to do is don't hold back. Just do it.
Don't beat around the bush.
When that, like, I remember Angela was watching me play it, and when they showed that scene of the butcher shooting the kid, I'm like,
Timmy's dead.
Timmy's dead, guys.
1 out of 10 didn't get to see a kid get shot.
It definitely seems like I'm saying that, and I understand that. I'll take that criticism. But
I'll watch your kids get shot all day. I don't give a shit about kids.
I don't know, like the presentation is very obviously there. This is like one of the most photorealistic games I've ever played.
Oh, dude, there are some insanely awesome campaign moments. Like, what's it called? The name of the mission, cleaning house.
Oh yeah,
That
When you're going through that British house,
oh my god, that was amazing.
don't play it on surreal or realism because it's just gonna frustrate the
I'm
fuck
not
out
playing
of you.
any of it on realism.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play through it. I'm gonna go back because I'm gonna try and get all the trophies.
very easy platinum is what
And then I'm
doing.
gonna go in and try and play it because to get the platinum, you have to do it on veteran or realism.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back a third time. And
That I mean, like other than that, like that's really my only gripe with the. But again, that's a personal thing, so I can't really hold that.
well, like I was
unlike
saying,
GameSpot that docked it for that.
I'm not
Thanks, GameStop.
gonna spoil it, but there is a mission where you're a child.
Yeah, you're a child soldier. I understand that.
Well,
Not necessarily.
not necessarily. No.
Well, you're playing as Farah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
You
playing
have-
as Farah as a
yeah.
kid, and you're going in, and you gotta like. It's basically like a first-person boss fight. Like you have to like repeatedly. It's like almost kind of like Ellie, the Ellie fight in The Last of
Well,
Us.
there's that part, but then it goes on, and there's other stuff. Yeah.
It's a very inexperienced child.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, obviously, I still think it's really great. I think it deserves all the praise that it's getting. The multiplayer is amazing, and it just goes to show like how little you really have to put in terms of like extra shit to make a game feel brand new. Like I feel like the animations are making this game for me.
Yeah.
Like just the way that you like pull up the gun or you're switching weapons.
Or when you fire a pistol, it's visibly recoiling.
Yeah,
on
like
you.
the details in the animations of like recoil from every single gun.
Yeah.
I feel like is fantastic.
Mounting, I think, is fucking amazing.
Mounting is fucking cool. I love how you're still aiming down the sights and you can reload.
I love that they did mounting because it's not mounting, but Rainbow Six has a similar mechanic where you can lean
And peek out.
over the corner.
Yeah.
Like PUBG has it too,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of wish you could just lean in this game like
I
you can
agree,
in those
yeah.
two. But the fact that you can like prop up on like a box,
And your shot is straight,
Oh,
zero
yeah.
recoil.
yeah.
So great.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a great video game. My personal, minute gripes aside, I really love this campaign. It still feels like there's not a lot of impact with the shots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Am I alone in this?
No,
I feel
no.
like when I'm shooting an enemy in campaign, like they react to being shot, but there's not that like punchiness to it. Like
Yeah.
that feedback that like so many games that do so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like the original Modern Warfare had it really well. And then I remember it started with Black Ops. I remember Black Ops, it was like, it's not really like that satisfying like punch that you get.
When I shoot people, I want them to fucking feel it.
Okay, let's stop with that bullshit. It's a fucking video game, goddammit. I'm gonna just fucking throw that bullshit fucking logic away. I'm tired of hearing that shit. We're talking about fucking video games here that aren't even real. Like that shit's not. That feedback isn't there, and it's frustrating to me in like the most minute ways. I'm just like,
Right.
like take a game like Doom. For example, you just blew the fuck out of that demon. He is in chunks on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Have you ever tried sniping people? Did you take their heads off?
Oh yeah.
You blow limbs off.
Yeah, like you blow their
Yeah.
head.
Well, that's just the snipers.
Well, no, like even with the what is it? Like I had the Magnum pistol, and I shot a dude in his leg, and he like swept off and like fell face forward and died.
In the am I wrong in thinking in the campaign you don't get hit markers?
You're wrong.
I'm wrong. There's hit markers in the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That would just be that's blasphemy.
What a dummy.
I just think that there's something weird with it, and not all Call of Duties had it. Like Black Ops, well, I guess you can't say it for Black Ops 4 because it didn't have a campaign. But like Advanced Warfare had it, and Infinite Warfare had it. However, there's something that I really hope happens one day is that Infinity Ward, and this is never going to happen, but wouldn't it be cool if Infinity Ward broke away from Activision and made a video game themselves? Mm-hmm. Like, looking at the presentation and everything that's happening in the campaign of this game, These guys
feel
could
like-
make something
I feel like
fucking special.
If they were on their own, then we would have had good shock value. If it wasn't, if it was just them.
Yeah, I don't know, but like really the most offensive thing that Activision does is just, siphon more money out of their fans.
Yeah.
Or out of their consumers. So it's like, I mean, obviously I'd much rather that than, loot boxes, which we all know is coming. Like they can sit there and tell us blue to the face, until they're blue in the face. We're not adding them. You're gonna.
Yeah, they are.
You didn't have to add loot boxes to fucking Crash Bandicoot Racing either, but you did.
No, they're going.
did.
They're going to because like they've got to make money somehow because all of their DLC is going to be free.
The only way that I will if they add them, I'll be upset, but I'm not going to stop playing it. But if they add them and they do what Overwatch loot boxes have been doing, then I'll just be like, oh, that's totally fine because it's just cosmetics that you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy them if you want with real money. You can unlock them if you want by playing. Like it doesn't give you a leg up.
Yeah, as long as they're not like pay to win type deals.
Like when they introduced that in the Call of Duty 4 remaster, I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
not this game, not this one.
I'm fine with loot boxes as long as they're not pay to win, which very rarely are they. Like they're usually always, ever since Overwatch came in and did the whole cosmetic only thing, like most loot boxes are only, except for Battlefront 2, but loot boxes are fine in my opinion as long as they're not
pay to win
everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere. Like press square to go to the PlayStation Store, at the main
and
the
that's
main menu.
what they were doing in even in Black Ops 4 and the Call of Duty remaster. It was like, here's your deals for today, and I'm just like,
don't do that.
Eat my ass with a spoon.
I don't know, and I'm a huge hypocrite because I spent a fucking boatload of money on Gears of War 4's loot boxes. I definitely did. I spent a lot of money on that shit.
I remember. Yeah,
I did. Yeah, you were fucking there. I just dropped like $50 on fucking whatever it was.
Christ.
Dude,
I've spent I've probably spent about that in my span of playing Overwatch. Not all at once, but
Yeah, I've done it a couple times.
New event comes out, you're like, I gotta see if I can get one of those.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know
you throw
if
like
fucking-
$5-10 in there to see what happens. Yeah.
I don't know.
I've gone up to 20 before.
I'm not quite there yet.
That randomized nature is where I feel like it starts to get predatory, because it's like, all right, like in Gears of War 4 was really bad at this. Where it was like, hey, there's a legendary character in this pack. Pay $5 and you're gonna get him. And then you open up the pack and he's not in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, so I just spent $5. You just told me that he's in this pack. There's a chance that I'm gonna get him in this pack, but he's not. It's frustrating and it is predatory. I definitely think it's predatory. You are gambling.
There are rumors also swirling about that Terminal and Rust might make a comeback in this game, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Could you imagine Rust coming back?
Dude, oh my god. Rust was like Modern Warfare's
Rust
Nuketown.
was where you settled differences among men.
Right? Yeah, like seriously, that was
It really was though.
That was that was the gladiators arena. You know what I mean? Like, oh what? You think your KD's higher than me? Let's go Rust right now, bro. 1v1 me.
1v1 with the intervention.
1v1 me, pussy. Let's go.
Knives only.
Knives. Knives only 1v1. Let's go. Oh man, that was great. What do you think about the Outer Worlds?
Oh man, I am having a blast with it so far. I think I'm at like level 13 or 14.
Okay.
I've just done so. Where I'm at is I got to Monarch. I helped the guy get his jersey or his poster.
Yeah.
And then I sobered up the chick for the main quest, and that's where I left off. So
see, I'm just a little bit like I've done maybe 4 or 5 side quests there at Roseway.
okay.
So that game is
Roseway is different from Monarch.
No, yeah, Monarch is the that's right. Never mind. Yeah, but Monarch. Yeah, I got that guy's. I got that guy's poster. I don't think I've sobered that girl up because I don't like. I'll go in there and I'll just start doing all the side quests.
Yeah.
So I did that. I went and retrieved some lady's son from this area.
Oh.
And then in that area,
Oh.
I helped another guy who was like a mercenary. I'm not going to say what, so I don't spoil it for you. And I did one more mission. So like I'm just doing all the little side stuff.
So I have definitely dumped most of my points into dialogue, and it's been amazing.
It's been so cool.
I can just talk my way out of anything.
Dude, I saw, and I was telling Eddie this, and I don't know, did I mention it on here?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it.
I'm doing it because
Yeah.
of that article
Oh.
that you shared.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Like, and it was, like, the article was well written and just fun to read, actually.
Yeah.
But, like, just the idea that he went through and did all this just made me laugh so hard. It was so great.
Yeah, because there are some crucial fights that you can just talk your way out.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like where when you go sober the girl up, she asks you for these caffeine pills, and you have to go to the dispensary to get them. They've cut her off though.
Yeah.
And you talk to the lady, and you're like, "I need these pills. They're for me." And she's like, "Oh, we don't give them out to residents." And you go, "Well, they're for Ayoko." And she's like, "Oh, her." And then you just gas this old woman up, and she's like, "Yeah, I mean, those are upstairs. It'd be terrible if somebody took them."
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, "Really?" And I just fucking walked up there and unlocked the door and took them. And
There was that one mission where you go, where you have to like gas the big canid mother for that dude. There was this one scientist, and it was on, I don't know if it was on Terra or Scylla. It was in one of those. But you have to like some canids got free that they were experimenting on.
oh, that's one of the main quests on Roseway, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And so, like, I went over there to like, because you have to like defeat all of the canids except for like the mother. And so I went and did that, and I got in with the criminal that was there. Like, I was like, I'll help you. And so I go back up there, and the dude's like, you're a fucking traitor, man. Like we're gonna fucking fight. You've got 1 minute. And I was just like, man, just leave. There's no use in bloodshed with my persuade. And he's like, you're right. Let's go.
Dude,
Yes!
I was talking to the woman, and I couldn't figure out. All you had to do was like go into the room and go around to let her out. So I just decided to say, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna kill you. So we start fighting, and I do my my companion's special moves.
Uh-huh.
They did the moves on her, and then they just ended up in the cage with her, and they just beat the shit out of her. I didn't have to do anything. It was amazing.
That's great.
And then I figured out to go in there, and then I got the what is it you're trying to get? She had the plans, right, for the diet toothpaste.
Mm-hmm.
Diet toothpaste?
Yeah, dude, it's a whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a super secret thing. I didn't know that you had to give Gladys one of those.
I didn't either.
And I went back, and Gladys is like, you should have given me those things. I ended up having to pay for that fucking
I
nav
paid
thing.
too, but by the time I got back to her, I had like 12,000 bits.
Yeah, I
I
had like 16,000
I'll
bits.
just take it.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of praise for this game. I bought it and
I really want to play it.
I haven't even fucking touched it. I've been really. Are you done with what you've been playing?
Oh yeah, I thought you meant am I done with the game? I'm like, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
didn't want to jump into mine.
Yeah, no. Just all I can say is I'm loving the game so far.
I'm loving it.
I've seen just fucking boatloads and boatloads of praise for this game, which makes me really happy because it makes Bethesda look really bad.
Well, I mean, even worse.
Yeah, it makes them look real bad right now, which is fucking rad. I sent you that video, that guy talking about how Bethesda's kind of obsolete right now.
Yeah.
Like there's no need for Bethesda right now because like every time we get a game that comes out like The Witcher or like The Outer Worlds, it just kind of further proves that point that Bethesda doesn't really know
What they're doing.
what the fuck they're doing. Like
Anymore.
as much as anymore. Like, well, I mean, at the same time, you can fawn over how fucking gay, how great Skyrim was, but that was 8 years ago.
At the time, yeah.
Well,
At the time, it was fucking great. But also at the time, there were also really, really great RPGs coming out.
Also, against your criticisms, though, Fallout 4 was really great. So
I think it
I
was
can
a
agree.
good game.
it was great. It
But
was
that's just me being a douche. But it's I really, really love the amount of praise that this game is getting. Sean.
Sean.
What are you playing, though?
I am not playing anything right now.
That's it.
Shocking,
You're out of-
I know. I'm
you're out of
What are
actually.
you
podcast.
playing? Absolutely nothing.
You're out of the podcast. Go downstairs.
I
You still
know.
need to use your house.
Go downstairs. Go downstairs and let us finish up.
I'm not even reading anything.
That's
I've been rather dormant in that. I've been I've been touching upon Modern Warfare, like I said. I mean, but this whole week I didn't really play anything. I've been playing, like I said, I've been playing Modern Warfare, and I've just been mainly doing the multiplayer just because it's fun just to drop in and out of matches every once in a while. I got to play with Nathan for a little bit. I don't know if I told you.
Did he consent to that?
Yes.
Good.
He told me some wild stories. I'll tell you about when the podcast is off.
Hell yeah.
But so
It's off.
I've already
That's
pushed
totally,
this knotted
just
button.
push this logo.
totally a button. I swear to God.
Just let me push this. Okay, now what do you say?
Yeah, I bought a new car, and I've just been kind of researching it a lot and having
Fawning
a lot of
over
fun
it, yeah.
Dude,
and stuff like that. Like
You have such a boner for that car.
I really do. I really love that car.
I can't blame you.
I can't
Yeah.
afford another ticket with my
Where's
Nissan.
my new Nissan?
Yeah, I'm about to be that guy. It's just been really fun just to kind of go in and like look at everything. And I've never ever been a car guy. Like the most that my car fandom has ever gotten is just like Need for Speed. Like it's never been like anything more than that. I think I found this, or Angela rather found this fucking amazing anime called Initial D.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Initial
I
D
have
is
not.
all about Japanese drift kids.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's pretty much Tokyo Drift the cartoon.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It is just saturated with 90s Eurobeat, and it's fucking amazing.
By the way, did you see that total tangent? Did you see that article saying that we may be getting a remaster of Underground 2?
I did see that. However, I think it's
hope-
EA, and I don't think it's going to happen. Because EA just doesn't fucking do that. EA hasn't revived Mass Effect, hasn't redone any of the old Mass Effects games. They haven't done any of Dead Space.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that they're going to bring back an early 2000s
Don't kill my
space.
dreams!
I really hope it does happen. I wish it was Underground 1.
Separate thought.
See, Underground 2 is my favorite.
I saw an ad because I think I did sign up for because I got like a 30 month. That'd be awesome.
Yo,
30-month
that's a good
trial
deal.
of Crunchyroll.
That's a random amount of time, too.
Yeah,
30
here's
months.
30 months. Because they were saying they said that there was an ad that said that there's the fourth plate of Food Wars is on Crunchyroll.
Oh.
I'm like, dude, I haven't even been through I don't think I've even touched season 3.
And you watch
yet.
that show a lot.
I fucking love that show.
Dude, I finished the whole thing in like a couple weeks.
Yeah, I've been mostly trying to stay caught up on My Hero. It's been fucking great. I've been trying to stay caught up on South Park, which is fucking great.
South Park has been really good this season.
Did you see the Halloween special?
No, not yet.
The end
No,
of
I'm a few
that
episodes
episode made me laugh like the hardest I've ever laughed
Yeah.
in a very long time.
Hell yeah.
It was South Park is very
God, I've
very
gotta reactivate my Hulu.
Well, and there's
tomorrow.
very
So-
rarely that funny.
There's so much to satirize
Right
currently
now,
that,
their
I mean,
fucking war on China is
oh god,
Oh
like,
my God,
they
it's so
have
great.
they have no shortage of material. Like
It's
Yeah.
like when on one of Patton Oswalt's specials that he did after Trump became president, he's like, everyone's like, man, you comedians must be so happy with all this Trump material.
yeah.
He's like, it's good, but there's just so fucking much of it.
yeah.
yeah.
He's like, we can't keep up.
Yeah.
Well, and how do you write a joke on something that pretty much already is a joke? Like
He's like, imagine that you're walking down the street and you see this crazy homeless guy on the street, and he's just shitting on the sidewalk, and you see that you're laughing with people, and somebody comes up and goes, "What's going on?" And you turn around to tell them, and by that time, he's now wearing the shit as a hat. It's like, oh no, he already did that. Turn around and look and see what he's doing now.
Yeah.
He's
no,
like, there's
real.
not enough to keep up with.
Yeah, there's no, there's just not enough time.
Yeah, I've just been messing around with the car. I'm totally weebing it out.
Yeah.
Like I bought the so in that initial D.
Did you get a sub yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
I am gonna get one though.
I know you are. I just know.
Well, I want it to be. This is like kind of like my nice vehicle.
Yeah.
Like I really don't like driving into work.
So are you not selling your old car?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's my winter car. So as soon as things get real shitty around here, that thing's going in the garage. For people that don't know, it's a Nissan 350Z. It's a rear wheel, so it does not handle Utah like really that well at all. However, I mean, I totally could. It's got really good. It's the last year that they ever made them, so they kind of really mastered the traction control in it. Mm-hmm. It's got brand new tires on it, so I'm sure I could handle it. And my only fear was the salt that they put down on the roads.
Right.
I was worried about it ruining the rims, but my rims are aluminum, so it's not even gonna like really touch them. It's gonna get rid of the coating on it, but that's pretty much it. And I can get that redone for pretty cheap. Anyways, in Initial D, there's the gang's name is the Akina Speedstars. And I got a license plate cover that says Akina Speedstars on it, and so the main protagonist drives a little rinky dinky shitty car, and it says tofu delivery because he delivers tofu. So at the bottom of my license plate cover it says tofu delivery service.
That's hilarious.
And then I'm thinking about I'm not thinking about I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm gonna put the Tomie from Junji Ito. I'm gonna put just a little sticker of her like right on the back little teeny window that's right.
So a little tramp stamp.
Yeah, just a little one.
Nice.
And then I'm planning on taking the 350 off of the back of it and moving the Z down a little bit and putting Fair Lady on it because these cars are known as the Fair Lady Zs in Japan. That's their original names. But yeah, I've just been doing that. I've been watching anime. I've been just kind of hanging out. My boss is really fucking me on my schedule lately, so I'm working a ton right now and not really getting a lot of overtime. But, which, is weird considering how many fucking hours I'm putting in. But, yeah, it's been relatively tame for me. I very obviously, I got to finish Modern Warfare. That's my biggest thing. I want to finish that and continue just to, play multiplayer matches with you guys and stuff. And then one day get to the Outer Worlds. I'd love to be able to play it. But right now, man, I've got...
So can you co-op on Outer Worlds?
No,
No?
it's single player only. I've had a real hankering to play Bloodborne. I don't know why.
Yeah, when we came in, you were watching a completionist video.
It just hit me like a fucking truck. Like immediately, I want to.
Yeah,
it's kind of. I'm thinking that it's stemming from my want to replay Sekiro, but there's like no reason for me to play Sekiro.
You already got all the trophies.
You got them all.
You got them all. What are you doing here?
So I bought Bloodborne in 2015, the week that it came out. I was totally into the hype.
Yeah.
And I was one of those guys that had never played a Souls game, and so I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I remember loving it a lot, but I remember just stopping for no reason at all. And so now, and there's a lot of people out there that say that this is the best game for PS4. And obviously I'm a huge mark for FromSoft. I love Dark Souls. I love Sekiro, obviously. So I'm like, fuck, man. Might be time. And it's spooky season. It's still spooky season even though it's November. I don't give a fuck, bro.
I tried to, I think last month I was feeling the same way and I got into it and I just hadn't played it for so long. I'm like, I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to go now. There's those games like
they're very labyrinth.
Like if you start up like because when I had my Xbox I had Resident Evil 0 on there and I like would start that game back up and I'm like, I don't know where to go now. Like there's no hints at like there's no
direction there.
There's no hints here.
Fuck it, do it live.
I've got 3 days off during the next week, so I have to replace my light bulb in my headlight of my Dodge, and then after that I have all the time in the world to play video games.
Let's fucking squad up.
Which I plan on doing.
So Eddie, aside from Outer Worlds and What was the other
Modern
one?
Warfare.
Oh, that's right. Besides those two, what are you playing?
Besides those two, I've been playing some Jump Force here and there. Like, I still really like that game.
As you have that right.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
Stop it!
How dare you like things? But the one game that I've been playing a lot and has been really fun is this game on Xbox. It's on Game Pass. It's called After Party.
Oh,
Yeah, that just barely
showed
came
me-
out.
He showed me a little bit of that. Yeah.
You're trying to outdrink the devil.
Yeah, so you're
so great.
you're these two seniors that have just graduated.
I think that's on Ultimate too.
Oh, really?
I think.
Well, that's
could be
where
wrong.
that's where I have it is on Ultimate.
Oh, so you have Ultimate then?
Yeah, I do have
Okay.
Ultimate. Yeah,
I just don't. I think I saw it on PC, so I'll have to go. Check.
yeah, it's crazy. You're these seniors that have just graduated. You're going to this graduating party, and it's like you're just these two like introverted, like just fucking hate the world type people, and
Sounds like me.
yeah, at some point you end up in hell, and so
Like you do.
like you do,
Also,
you know,
Because he's an alcoholic, and alcoholics go to hell.
right? And so
You have sinned.
And so you're trying to get out, right? And so you meet the fairy woman in this case, and you're asking her how to get out of hell.
yeah, the fairy woman.
You know-
from all the
you know
fairy
her.
tales.
Yeah. You're crossing the river Styx, and you're asking
Nice.
her like, "Hey, how do we get out of hell?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, nobody's ever done it, but you've got to outdrink, outparty, and gain the respect of the devil." And so you're going to these different areas, getting these quests from people, and all the while you're drinking different alcoholic drinks. And
So does it play like a top down old school RPG?
no, it plays like a side scroller.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Limbo in that sense.
Think like
okay.
Oxenfree. Did you play Oxenfree?
Oh my god, I love Oxenfree.
Think Oxenfree.
And
That's that. If none of you have played that game, fucking play it. It's
So-
amazing.
It's a great game.
So you're sitting there, you're getting drinks for people, but you're also getting drunk. And when you get drunk, there are different dialogue options
Holy shit.
that will either get you positive things or will get your ass beat. And there's one of the favorite things that I've done so far is play blood pong with some dude so I can get access to a party. It's a really fun game. It's super immersive for me. Like, I think I just love all the extra quipping
Yeah.
and all the extra like.
It's got some very
it's-
intelligent writing in it.
It's got some pretty dry, hilarious humor too.
yeah.
Like, very, very
That's
tongue in cheek.
when you say dry and hilarious humor, that reminds me of the humor of the shop owner in The Messenger.
Yeah.
One of the greatest characters
of that
I've
game,
ever encountered.
Yeah, and it's just like that. Like, there was one part where there were these 3 Gregorian chanters that were in like stocks,
Yeah.
and I walked by them, and they were like, "Hey, can you pick up our tuner? Can you like pick?" And so you pick up the tuner, and like he tunes himself, and the 3 start to sing, and then they start arguing about who's the flat one, and it's just a really.
I really want this game to come to Switch.
Yeah, it would be a perfect port for
I
Switch.
really want it to come to Switch because that's kind of my console of choice when playing these games. I really want to play this game.
Yeah,
It sounds very unique and a lot of fun.
It's very fun. I've been playing. That's all I've been playing aside from Modern Warfare and
Warfare
and Outer Worlds. But yeah, if you haven't played After Party and you have Game Pass Ultimate, you should totally get this game.
Game Pass Ultimate, man, they've been fucking killing it.
They
They got
really
Outer
have.
Worlds day 1. They got After Party day 1. They got Gears 5 day 1. Fuck, bro.
It's been great. It's been great. But that concludes our Shoot the Shit episode. We hope you enjoyed it. As always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
on Twitter and Instagram at Nerdcourt Podcast.
Or you can shoot us an email at nerdcourtpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you want access to a bunch of cool shit that we have, consider subscribing to our Patreon. Patreon.com/nerdcourtpodcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to extra episodes and bonus content. Also, if you can't make a monthly commitment, consider donating to our PayPal. PayPal.com/nerdcourtpodcast. We want to have the best equipment, the best merch, and the best loot for you, and that's the perfect way to do it. So for the Nerd Corporation, my name is Eddie Lyon.
I'm Cole Simper.
I'm Nick Lewis.
And I'm Derek Reese.
Exterminate
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Trebek. On your mother, Trebek.
You know you're parked in my spot, right? I only took my kid to school. I was gonna be right back.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't ever tell you this.